Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to spend some time with me on the video. Always grateful for that. And guys, today we're gonna have a good video for summer fishing. We're gonna talk about crankbait size for summer fishing, because the size of crankbait you use and the profile of the crankbait you use has a lot to do with the success that you're gonna have for summertime fishing. And it changes throughout the course of the summer based upon the month. So we're gonna get into that in today's video. Also guys, I'd just like to invite everybody a couple different invitations out there. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe here to The Fishing Teacher, I'd like to invite everybody to hit that subscribe and the notification button. And also, if you'd like to become a channel member and support the channel through that, you can go to my homepage at The Fishing Teacher and just click on the join button for more information there. Appreciate that. Okay guys, I'm going to talk about my three favorite summertime crankbaits, which is or my favorite summertime crankbait, and the three different sizes, which is this Megabass S-Crank Square Bill. This along with that, Super Z2, a couple other ones are among my favorite summertime crankbaits. And also guys, I'll put the Megabass S-Crank link in my Tackle Warehouse description if you guys would like to pick up a few for summer fishing, because they are awesome for that. So I've got three different sizes, guys. This is the largest. This is the 2.0, which is similar to like a 2.5 KVD crankbait. This is the 1.5, which would be similar to like the 1.5 KVD crankbait. And then we have a little 1.2, which is a little bit smaller version. So here's the difference between the largest and the smallest version. Now, during the summertime, excuse me, every one of these will be a player depending upon the conditions that you have. And I really feel from fishing square bills a lot during the summertime over the past 30 years that you have to really focus not necessarily on the color of the bait as much as the size. They really are size sensitive in the summertime. So I'm gonna sort of give you the process here. Now in early summer, like June and the first part of July out there, this is when I go to the larger size. I start out with the larger size. There's something about it, I'm not really sure what it is. It's just a process of getting reproducible results over decades of fishing. I just know early in the summer that they like a larger size square bill. Now, all these particular square bills, guys, one of the critical elements to this for summertime fishing on a square bill is you've got to find stained water. The square bills are not going to work very good if you have water visibility of over 2 feet. So you really want that visibility of sort of like that, 1 to 2 foot of visibility is perfect, which a lot of lakes have that in some parts of them. But anyway, guys, I start out with the larger square bill, and one of my favorite techniques for fishing the larger square bill early in the summer is to speed crank it around shallow wood cover. So if you have a lake that's got some lay down trees in it, or stumps or logs, maybe even docks also, something like that, one of the best ways to catch them early in the summer is speed cranking this thing real fast around any type of isolated logs. This is a really good bait. It deflects off the logs really good and really generates some good strikes for her. Now, as the summer progresses and as you get into the mid part of summer, let's say, July, first part of August, that type of stuff, fishing starts to get tougher. They get off the big one a little bit, and that's when I go to the medium size here, there's the difference between the medium and the large size. I think some of this has to do with the fact that you've had perch and shad spawning since May, or maybe even earlier. So the forage base, a lot of the main forage base is pretty small during the summer, and it gets smaller throughout the summer because the bluegills and the shad will spawn all summer long. So there's always younger, size coming along all the time. But anyway, the mid size is sort of like my July, early part of August deal. And one of the things you find out about speed cranking, all these are speed cranking. When I mean speed cranking, guys, I'm talking about throwing them out there, reeling them, not burn them as fast as you can, but reeling them pretty fast, stop and go like that next to the targets. But one of the things you're going to notice in the mid part of summer is the fish, they're still going to use the wood to some extent, but they start to get on rock a little bit more. Again, it's one of those things in fishing that's just sort of unexplainable. I got some theories on it, but it just sort of is what it is. But in the mid part of summer, I go to the 1.5 here, and I start cranking rock more, like, riprap rock, just steeper rocky banks, any type of rock that has that suitable water visibility with it. Not to say you can't catch them off wood, because you can, but it seems like they start getting on rock a little bit better. And finally, guys, in the late summer, when you start to get like later in August and early part of September, that is the toughest time of the year to catch bass in my opinion, especially like early September, really late August. Fish are scattered, oxygen level contents are low, and I go to the small one, the 1.2. This is a big difference. You'll catch 10 times the amount of bass on a small one versus a large one. Let's say if we went out and fished together the first week of August or first week of September, and you were throwing, or I was throwing the big one and you were throwing the little one, you would wax me on the little one every single time during that period. Now, the thing about the little one, as far as, techniques and everything for late summer, this is when I'm moving shallower than ever. It's like late summer with the small crankbait, I'm targeting super, super shallow water. And again, it could be rock, it could be wood, it could be the edge of a grass bed, anything like that, as long as I got the water visibility of 1 to 2 feet. And again, speed cranking the little crankbait on those same type of areas. Now, another thing that I'll do that I've caught some pretty decent fish on later in the summer is I will put this little 1.2 on a spinning rod, and I'll put it on like 8-pound test line, and I'll parallel those long rocky banks. This is something I picked up on about 5 years ago, but I'll get on those channel banks that have dirty water to it, and I'll make long casts, and with 8-pound test line on this little 1.2, I can hit that 4-foot zone pretty easy, which is hard to do with some of these other baits unless you make a long cast with lighter line, because most of the time when I'm speed cranking them around objects, I'm using like 15 to 20-pound line with it. But for the parallel and the steep banks with the 1.2, I will go down to 8-pound test on the spinning rod, which works pretty good with that. But anyway, guys, the main gist of the video is when you're talking about crankbaits, and it can even be any other type of crankbait, it doesn't have to be these mega bass, but start bigger in early summer and slowly go down as you get into September, and it'll definitely add up to more fish for you. So anyway, guys, I'll put crankbait links in the description of the video for my Tackle Warehouse link. Much appreciated you guys tuning in. We'll talk later.